What's up, YouTube? Seth back with Lost Legion TCG, here to do a deck profile on Earth Machines. You can call this what you want. You can call it Earth Machines, call it Infinitrack Machina Trains, call it Super Dora Control. There is Earth Machines in the deck, and it's a control deck. I have a lot of fun with it. Shout out to Aerosol TCG for showing me and getting me interested into this deck. And without that, we'll get straight into the profile. We'll start with the main board, and we'll do it by engines. So first is the Infinitrack engine with 3 copies of Infinitrack Harvester. Infinitrack Harvester is one of your 2 normal summons in the deck. When it's normal summoned or special summoned, as long as it's summoned, it searches an Infinitrack monster. The one that you're going to summon or search most of the time with Harvester is going to be one of your 3 copies of Brutal Dozer. Brutal Dozer is super rare when Konami. Hopefully this gets a OTS super here. I don't know. We'll see. Brutal Dozer. So all the Infinitracks level 5 and higher share a summoning condition where they can tribute an Earth Machine to summon themselves. And then they all have like separate effects. So Brutal Dozer, when you tribute a machine and summon it, then you get to special summon an Infinitrack from deck, but you negate its effects. The one you'll be summoning most of the time from the deck is going to be one of your 2 copies of Infinitrack Trencher. Now Trencher has the same summoning condition. It's not a summoning condition, it's an activated effect, but it has the same summoning method of the other of Brutal Dozer, but Trencher can banish itself from grave to resurrect an Infinitrack from grave. And then lastly, for the Infinitrack package, we play 1 copy of Tunneler and 1 copy of Anchor Drill. Tunneler is Pot of Avarice. You shuffle back 5, draw 2. Anchor Drill, when it's summoned, you can summon one from hand, and then you can target another one, and then combine their levels, and they both become that level. Harvester shares that effect as well. That's it for the Infinitrack package. Onto the Train package. It's very small. It's just 3 copies of Daracrane, which helps you chain block your Harvester, and 2 copies of Bullet Train. This deck, for its basic combo, requires 1 starter and 1 extender. The extenders are just like kind of icing on the cake. They're not entirely necessary. We play 3 copies of Machina Metal Cruncher. This is your other normal summon, your other ideal normal summon in the deck, because it can do the same thing as Harvester, which is effectively searching Brutal Dozer. We play 1 copy of Fortress. Harvester plus Fortress can get you Calamities until it's banned, which is hopefully very soon. Konami, please drop the ban list. But Fortress and Harvester gets you a rank 9, so it can be your either one of the rank 9s that we play in the extra deck. And then 1 copy of Citadel. Most of the time we'll be summoning Citadel with the Machina Trap card, which is, the Machina Trap card is actually really good. The last monster is 1 copy of Ancient Gear Box. We play the Ancient Gear Link. The Ancient Gear Link searches Box. Box then searches one that has 500 attack or defense. You'll normally be searching your Anchor Drill for follow-up for next play. That's it for the monsters. We don't play any hand traps because we want to go first, and hand traps don't really help you going first. Into the spell cards, we play 3 copies of Heavy Forward. Heavy Forward is your Rhoda for Infinitrack monsters. When it's activated, you search an Infinitrack monster, and it has another effect where it can attach itself to an Infinitrack XZ. So, it's pretty good. 3 copies of Machina Redeployment. This card is insane. This card saw play a little bit in Orcust at like the tail end of Orcust's lifespan. But redeployments from the Machina structure deck. And you can pitch a card to search 2 Machina monsters, or you can pitch a Machina card to search 2 Machina cards, if that makes sense. And then to round out the spells is 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone and 1 copy of Urgent Schedule. We just side the other 2 copies of Urgent Schedule. This is a going first deck. You don't need Urgent Schedule going first. That's the only reason we only play 1 of it. But that's it for the spells. We actually play quite a heavy trap lineup in this deck, starting off with 3 copies of Machina Overdrive. Machina Overdrive summons your Citadel from the deck, and then you can recur resources and draw a card after it goes to the grave during the following turn. Summoning Citadel from deck is insane. Citadel is a Raigeki. It wipes your opponent's board of monsters if they all have less attack than it, which if you time it right, they pretty much always will wipe their entire board. We play 3 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison. This card is absolutely ridiculous. When I first read this card, I didn't think it was that good, and that just shows you that I'm an idiot and trust everybody else. But Ice Dragon's Prison is absolutely insane. It outs pretty much anything that's a problem. It can't be targeted, doesn't matter. Can't be destroyed, doesn't matter. I've outed multiple Dragoons with Ice Dragon's Prison, and the card's broken, honestly. 3 copies of Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is self-explanatory, in my opinion. We play 2 copies of Torrential. You can play 3 if you want. I don't feel like 3 is necessary because we're also playing 2 copies of Trap Trick. I feel like this is a really good trap package. I toyed with like a Sanctum and a Scythe and a Moraltok, but I didn't really like it that much. I kept drawing the Scythe and the Moraltok and not the Sanctums. But you can play that as well if you want to. The traps are entirely up to you. This is just the package that I have found to work the best for me personally. That's it for the main board. It is over 40 cards, but I almost never play exactly 40, so. The extra deck, 3 copies of Infinitrack Goliath. You will use Goliath most of the time just to manipulate the number of machines you have in grave in order to shuffle back with Tunneler. One of the main ideas of this deck is to shuffle back entirely extra deck monsters off of Tunneler, so then it in grave is a +2 in card advantage because you didn't waste anything in your hand, and then you draw 2 cards. We play 2 copies of Anger Knuckle. Double-headed Anger Knuckle will be on your end board most of the times. It does have a quick effect to resurrect a level 10, which can come up if you're trying to push for game and you're trying to make like your rank 10 plays. But it mostly just, it helps get your Ancient Gear Ballista off of the board. Ancient Gear Ballista is it's just here again to put another extra deck monster in grave to shuffle back with Tunneler and to generate hand advantage. So on summon, it'll search your Ancient Gear box, which then, like I said earlier, will search your Anchor Drill. So then you go +1 off of summoning Ancient Gear Ballista, which you're just going to use the Ballista and your Extender to go into Anger Knuckle, so then you can then shuffle 5 back to draw 2. The last Link monster is 1 copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. I've recently put this in, and I like it so far. This can out a lot of problematic cards that you just don't feel like dealing with. There is a separate option for Underworld Goddess. You can play Gear Gigant X, the Geargia, rank 4, and you can actually search your Cycle Reader with that card if you chose to go that route, but I'm playing the Link 5 for now. 1 copy of River Stormer. You only ever really need 1 copy of River Stormer because it recurs itself, plus you can shuffle it back if you need to. 1 copy of Ding. This most often will come up as part of your follow-up when you normal summon your Infinitrack Anchor Drill, special summon your box that you have in hand on turn 3, and then make a rank 8. 1 copy of Earth Slicer. This card has the potential to be a board wipe. Earth Slicer is absolutely insane. You detach materials from it and then target cards equal to the number of materials you detached to destroy them. We play 1 copy of Calamities. You can make this card. That's the only reason we play it. Sometimes you get access to rank 9s before you're locked into Earth Machines. And if you have access to a rank 9 before you're locked into Earth Machines, you might as well make the best rank 9 in the game. True king of all calamities. If you're watching this after the ban list comes and Calamities has since been banned, you can just play another copy of Earth Slicer if you want to. We play 1 copy of Gustav Max, 1 copy of Super Dora, and 1 copy of Lieb as our rank 10 package. Super Dora is better going first, a 4K booty, unaffected by activated card effects. It's pretty good. Gustav Max is a cheeky burn for 2K before you slap your Lieba down on top and hopefully swing for game. The last monster in the extra deck is 1 copy of Zeus. Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. The name sounds awesome, the card looks awesome, the card effect is awesome. There's nothing really that negative to say about Zeus. And you can actually hard summon it. I never have wanted to, but you can hard summon it in this deck using one of the rank 10s and Harvester to make them both level 12 and just drop Zeus on top of it. So that's pretty cool. This is one of the few decks that I can think of off the top of my head that can hard summon Zeus, which is just a fun little factoid. It actually has nothing really to do with the deck. That's it for the extra deck. Your sideboard, again, is specific to what you're playing against. If you're at a locals, if you're lucky enough to have those, I know ours are starting back up. If you're lucky enough to have a locals, build your side deck around what you're expecting to see. If you're playing remote duels and you're expecting to play against meta, then play the stuff that's good against Drytron and Virtual World. Cycle readers, gammas, that kind of stuff. That's it for the deck profile. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see and how we're doing, and I'll see you next time.